Hi everyone, it's Carrie from Stamp with CT, and we are coming to you from the craft room, and we includes Bill the crafty husband
Howdy.
and Oliver the crafty pup. So we are excited to bring you the June 2025 stamp class. I think we've got some really fun projects for you and a little bit of a twist this time on the projects that we're making. We'll talk more about that in a minute. We are using the gorgeous Florals in Bloom Suite collection that comes from our annual catalog. And I think we're gonna just jump right in. Do you want to show some samples
Sure.
to start with?
Okay.
Let me move this back a bit.
Okay. That's a beautiful die cut on top. Stamping inside. Okay.
Several of these are swaps, and then I've got a couple I think that I've done on Facebook Live and then
On
finally Friday. So, um,
that one with the and a little stamping on the inside. There we go.
pretty, isn't it?
Very pretty. But I think this paper combination is the choice out of this.
You
Uh,
like it?
yeah, I do. I like that little linen thread.
You like what?
The linen thread.
Okay, you want to bring that back so we can. Oh, yeah. I like that too.
It's got
Nice
that.
accent,
That
isn't
looks
it?
like those little holographic gems too.
I think it is.
Okay. And then this one is our that peach pie or pumpkin pie card stock.
I believe that's peach pie.
Okay. And then I like the way they got the floral stamping in the background.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
There's an
pretty.
embossing folder used on that one.
What are these? Oh,
What?
is that the everyday arches?
Yes, we love them. Totally in love with those dies. I really like this one.
Yeah. Is that the Drewsies?
I think so.
Those.
They're very pretty and sparkly too, but I just really like the simplicity of that card. I think it really makes a statement.
That's pretty cool card. And then this one with the big bloom.
Hmm. It's pretty as well.
Hmm. And those gems really got some shine on them.
Nothing wrong with that.
And then this one is a
Oh, I like that fun fold too. We're gonna have to use that fun fold.
okay.
It's really cute. And I think now we're down to some of the cards that we created.
This is the double easel with a little
Mhm.
stamping in the corner on the inside.
And it stands up for display. And
Okay.
then we've got another one there. We did a reel with one, and then I think the other one is what I made on Facebook Live.
There's those holographic gems
Yes,
again.
they are so beautiful. And that one also stands up as well.
Okay.
You can display it, show off your pretty paper.
This one is the scrap card kind of sort of.
Mm-hmm. Just using little bits of your DSP.
Okay.
And that one was from Finally Friday, our free online class that we do once a month.
I believe this one was too, right?
Mm-hmm. It was.
I like the way the embossing folder
Work
brings
with that.
brings it up.
Yes, I do too.
And then
And then a wow card that we made. I love that one.
and you
I
can
love pairing the arches with this paper. I think it works really well.
stand that one
You
up as
can
well.
display that one as well. All right. Well, take a look at some of the products as well. This is a mega suite where you have two stamps and dies. You'll notice we just left these in the package because we're using all of the dies with the exception of this one. I guess that cuts out a flower,
Take
does it?
this out the flower in.
There is Lovely in Bloom that we're going to be die cutting with you today. And it has not only the word, but also the backing to it, which really makes that sentiment pop. I love when they have those type of dies. And we're going to be using some of the sub sentiments from this stamp set. I think mainly the sentiments from this stamp set, and then the flowers from this one, which both of these are part of this suite.
We used the flowers out of this one.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, the
Okay.
flower out of this one. We just didn't die cut it.
Okay. And we didn't end up using these dies in this class, but they of course coordinate with this other set. So beautiful dies and stamps with this grouping as well. Let's go ahead, Dale, if you'll show them on the catalog where you can find all of these products and get more ideas. Because there's a big spread about how beautiful these products are.
Floral and Bloom Sweet Collection, and it starts on page 40. The two stamp sets and the dies of what they cut out. The in color, what are those called? Let's just look at it.
Oh, the
Flat
gems.
pastels.
Yes. Flat
Yeah.
pastels.
Pearls, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And then the paper for this set.
Those embellishments are absolutely beautiful.
Okay, and then this shows how that they did a hand painting for the flowers, and we talked about the different things they did for it. Got some really cool ideas. We're here on page 45.
Well, and I don't know that everybody knows that we actually have concept art department at Stampin' Up. And so most of our papers, if not all, are hand drawn and hand colored. And many times, like a prototype is made and then that's duplicated onto the paper. So I think that's part of what really makes our designer series paper stand out.
And then this is a really nice display that they've made with it. And that's the end of it on page 47. So there's a lot to this week. So
Lots of inspiration for you too. Okay, you'll want to go ahead and grab your kit, and we will be back in just a moment and we'll let you know what other supplies you need at that time. Okay, for this very first card, we are going to be using what, Dale? Blackberry?
Blackberry Bliss. And that's it. And some gems.
Okay, Blackberry Bliss ink and some gems. So let me get this kit out of the way. And you want to go ahead and bring in the first card?
Sure.
So the little bit of a twist that we're putting on this class is not only are we using the Florals and Bloom Suite Collection, but all four of the projects that we're creating today are with a designer series paper card base. So this is a great way to use up your pretty paper, show off both sides in many cases. And we're going to teach you four different ways that you can use your designer series paper as your base. Okay, you want to go ahead and bring in the supplies, Dale?
Sure. We got uh
Got everything out of
got
your envelope.
everything out of our envelope.
So look at the designer series paper first. If you'll go ahead and pull it out and open it up. And I'll let you know the designer series paper is 12 inches by 4 inches. And then you're going to score it at 5.5 inches and 11 inches. Okay. And then on the inside panel, I cut that to 5.25 by 3 3/4. And that's a piece of cloud cover cardstock. So you've got Secret Sea and cloud cover here on the inside.
We want to get started?
Yeah, let's burnish our card base first, though. Let's do that first. So at the 5.5, we're going to fold it to form our card. And then you want to bring that other inch where you scored it at 11, bring that back to show that cute pattern. Now, by bringing this piece back, it helps to make this a little sturdier for when you're opening your card. It also gives you a great opportunity if you wanted to run ribbon across there, you could.
Oh, do we want? We're not doing that right now.
No, we're not doing that. Just that's ideas. We do want to glue that down.
Okay.
And it gives just a little bit more sturdiness to your card front. The cloud cover on the inside is going to help give a little more sturdiness, a little more structure to it.
Yep.
I love cloud cover and Secret Sea. Such a beautiful combination. Got it?
Yep. Got to give it just a minute to get all sticky.
Okay. Well, we'll set this aside for a minute
Okay.
and we're going to do some die cutting.
Okay.
Or do you want to do stamping first? What do you prefer?
Let's do some die cutting.
Okay.
We'll bring out the two plates.
Well, and just a reminder, when you're using your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, it does fold up, so it takes up a little less real estate when you're storing it. You want to use your base plate, and you've got all your instructions on there for whether you're die cutting or embossing, exactly what you're die cutting or embossing. Then we're going to use the shim.
Okay.
These are also numbered, which is awesome. I'm putting in a plate that is very well loved. We have really, really used this one a lot. And this is a sign of a great crafter, I think, that uses her die cut machine all the time, right?
Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna put the top on it, and then I'm gonna use this for the background. That was the detail and the background. Okay. Yes.
Go ahead and put your other plate on.
All right. And then we'll run it through Hurricane City. And then back it up.
You have a take your pick tool over there.
I do have one out here. And
And of
then,
course, yours will be die cut in your kit, but we just wanted to show you how easy it is to die cut these words.
okay. We have these pieces here.
Okay. Another technique you can do as well is to die cut several of the word and
Ooh.
stack them and then add them to the backer. And it gives a really cool 3D effect.
Uh-huh.
And they really just fall right into place, don't they?
They do.
When you do that, when you glue them together, you would think that that might be a little bit futzy, but it's really pretty easy.
Okay.
Get all those little bits out of the way.
Yep.
And then Dale's going to bring in the silicone craft sheet and glue these together. Now, he really likes just to add a tiny bit of glue and work a little bit at a time, right?
Right.
To try to keep from distorting. That's probably the hardest thing about these words is you just want to get one end tacked down. Do you start at the larger end or do you have you start in the middle? What do you
I
do?
try to start at the larger end. I try to leave myself a little bit of wiggle room to put my fingers where I don't have glue.
Mm-hmm.
And then
He just puts a very scant amount because this is a really good adhesive. It's going to hold that. You don't need.
I don't glue everything down. I think that's another trick to it.
You want to bring that a little closer to the camera then before you
Can we see that I got glue just right in here, right there, a little right here, a little right here,
touches of
little
glue.
touches of glue here and there.
You can also use adhesive sheets if you would like to when you're cutting.
That's almost like cheating.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
You can also use your silicone craft sheet or a piece of scrap paper and a sponge dauber and add your glue that way. To me, it's pretty mesmerizing too to watch Dale, and he uses his take your pick tool, kind of hold everything in place, move it around a bit. And then you also keep from getting any glue on your fingers, don't you?
That's what I'm trying to do is keep from getting as much of it on my fingers. And then like on that, I don't know if you saw, after this gets pressed down just a little bit where those glue spots were, after just a couple of seconds, it gets sticky and stays.
Okay.
And that's what I was waiting on it to do.
And another little tip for you, if you do get a little glue that has kind of oozed out the side, leave it alone, let it dry. It's going to dry clear. Now, there will be some tackiness to it. So if you have a powder tool for embossing, you can add just a tiny little bit of powder to it to take that stickiness away. That's a lot better than trying to remove the glue that has already squished out, because that doesn't usually go well, does it?
No, it doesn't go well.
All right, let's grab a piercing mat so
Mm.
we can do some stamping. I'm
Okay,
gonna just pull that up a bit.
sure. And we'll put that up here. And then we're gonna,
So our word is blue, and then our stamping is where you're planted.
there we go.
And Dale's making sure that his stamp is inked up well. That's one of the good things about photopolymer. You can see through, easy to position when you get ready to stamp. You just take your time, right?
Mm-hmm. Hopefully that's not gonna be too bad.
Hold it for about 5 seconds. Let that ink transfer to the paper. Look pretty good.
I think so. And then how much do we want to leave extra?
Well, I have to kind of guide by our card.
Okay.
I like the positioning on this one. I
Okay.
kind of brought the sentiment over to the right just a little bit, so it would bring a little bit of attention to that. I don't really know. You have a different way that you want to position this?
No. Shall we put a piece of the bones on it?
We can. Do we need to trim it or no?
We're gonna have to trim it.
Okay, you want to go ahead and
And I'm not sure how much extra after the planted the
will this help to take a look at that one?
and that looks like it should be good. I'm gonna try to leave it a little bit long, maybe. And I'm gonna take a little off this other end to kind of even it up.
Okay, bring your blade up. And especially when you're doing a really small piece like that, always bring that blade to you where your paper is up against the guide.
Okay.
Because especially with small strips like that, if you push away, you have a tendency to move your strip, and that would make you very unhappy.
That would. Yeah, it would. Okay. All right. Let's get a long strip of the bones. We'll just cut him down here. That guy right there. Kill them all.
We went ahead and popped up that sub-sentiment. Our bloom, we're going to glue down onto the card.
And then kind of get it even in the corner here.
Yeah, I think about, what, a quarter of an inch from the bottom and from that right side. That looks about right.
See if I can get that picked back up. Okay. And then you put a secret C on him. No, cloud cover.
Cloud cover, but if you want to use Secret C, that's fine.
Oh, we'll use a cloud cover.
These are the in color pearls, flat pearls, and they have a really pretty shine to them, don't they?
Yes, they do.
I think with the paper, you could really use any of the colors, couldn't you?
Mhm.
That's an interesting note on this paper, Dale. You have all of last year's in colors and this year's in colors in this paper. And then they also put in a couple other colors, like I think maybe Mossy Meadow and Blackberry Bliss. There's a couple other colors that were added.
Okay. That it's some absolutely beautiful paper.
It really
I
is.
can tell you that.
And of course, you can use these ideas for designer series paper card bases with any of the papers that you have in your stash. but I think the beauty of the paper is what made me want to share both sides, and I don't know,
Right
it's
there
just what
on an
popped in
angle.
my head.
Okay. It's a good idea. Popped into your head. Shows off a lot of color. It's a neat fold.
Something fun. All right, so that's our first card.
Okay.
And give us just a second. We'll be back with project number 2. I'm excited to share number 2 with them. I love this fold.
And it's got a little piece in the inside with a little bit of stamping on
It does. So this is a fold that I learned a long time ago. And what I love about this is it uses up your pretty designer series paper. It shows both sides. And you can use this as a gift card holder. Flip that little card over when you pull it out. You could adhere the gift card on the back too.
it.
So,
Okay.
or you could just put it into the pocket. So we'll show you how we created this one. It is really a very quick and easy card, and I think it gives a bit of a wow too. So let me get all my pieces out here. And let me get us organized, Dee. I'm going to put that over there because you're going to do our stamping. How's that sound?
Okay.
So there's our pieces that we're going to stamp on. Make sure that that stitching is facing up.
Okay.
So we have got our card base here, which is just 5.5 by 4.25. And again, you can do this with any designer series paper that you have in your stash that you're just in love with, okay?
Okay.
This piece of paper is, let me get my notes, it is 10.5 by 4. And then you score it at 5.5 and 1 inch from this top edge. But what's cool about this is you don't even have to score it. With it being designer series paper, you can just fold it in half and then fold this piece down. I typically don't score this at all. I just fold it down.
Okay.
Okay. I do still varnish it though. So if you'll do that for me, Dee.
Okay.
And then you could adhere the sides of your designer series paper, but I never do. I just wrap the ribbon around and that's how I keep that closed. So I do have a couple options for ribbon, Dale. Do you want to pick us out one or do you want to go with the Shy Shamrock that I used in my sample?
I really like the Shaw Shamrock. Well, I mean that the beige. No, I don't know. Let's do the Shaw Shamrock.
Shy Shamrock? Okay.
Yeah.
So what we can do is kind of our ribbon trick as far as bringing it across and taping it on the back. That's just to kind of help to hold that piece down
Okay.
and still add a little bit of decoration there. I'm going to get a couple pieces of Scotch tape.
And you see that should be centered up okay right there.
And then you can just tape that down. That works great.
Okay.
Oh, here's your other tape. I have it stuck to my finger.
Okay. Thank you.
And the nice thing about doing that separately is when you come in and slide a little piece underneath to tie your knot, you can position it wherever you want to, and you can move it around if you need to.
Ah, I like it.
I think that's one of the first tips that I learned when I started making cards.
We're gonna go ahead and slide that under now.
You can.
And then you're just tying a quick knot into it.
I am, and I just kind of pull it to where it lays down nicely on the ribbon. But if you don't pull it too tight, then you're able to move that. So you could even put your sentiment on the other side if you wanted to.
Okay.
It's kind of depending on how your designer series paper looks, where the pattern falls, if you needed to adjust it.
Well, I'm having trouble with this.
You want me to do that?
I got it.
Being a fumble fingers.
Mm-hmm. Mine's not laying as nicely as yours.
No, it's not.
Then you just cut them off evenly, or did you cut them off at an angle?
I cut them off at an angle. But then you don't have the bulk underneath your DSP. You're able to move that. And it's a lot easier to have it nice and flat on your card. But if it's not flat enough, go ahead and stick a little glue dot under there.
How did I get that? Okay. There we go.
You got it?
That looks better.
Okay, so that's all I do to hold this part closed. You could glue this down if you want to, but then you may have to adjust your inside card depending on how much adhesive you
Okay.
use. Let me go ahead and add this to our card base. I guess Oliver's wanting to weigh in on the cards tonight, huh? Huh.
Yeah,
Get that centered up as best I can.
it's very good.
Okay, we'll let that dry for just a second and we'll do some stamping, okay?
Okay.
Okay, you ready to do some stamping for us?
I am.
We had to take a quick Oliver break.
Well, yeah. I was gonna say let's glue this down and then stamp.
No, let's not do that. Bring your piercing mat, right? I
Right.
have the piercing mat.
Okay.
Get those layers out of the way and there.
Okay. And then I'm gonna pull out another little scrap piece of paper.
Well, we're not gonna stamp off, remember?
Oh, that's right.
So, Dale stamped this inside panel and it was really funny because he showed me a version that was nice and rich with color and a version where he stamped all. And both were pretty, but I really liked the nice vibrant color. He asked me, which one do you like best? And then he did the other one. So he's going to do the vibrant one too, so you can tell the difference,
I don't know
right?
if you know this or not, but left and right is hard to
Is it?
distinguish. Yes.
Okay. Kind of like math is hard.
Yeah.
Left and right is also hard.
Yeah, it's quite hard. That's just hello.
It's a
There we
cute little
go.
hello too, isn't it?
It is a cute little hello. Okay. And now we'll um, do a little old olive.
Well, we didn't tell what colors we were using, did we?
Mm-mm.
That secret C.
That was secret C, yes.
Okay. Or sentiment. Old olive for the greenery part.
Mhm.
Stem. That's the word for it, right? That's a stem.
Well, stems and leaves, yeah.
And
It's
then what color are you using from there?
I'm using the strawberry slush
Okay.
because
Love that color.
I think it's a
Well, it goes great with the paper, of course.
of course. And you are gonna have to bear with me on this because it's kind of hard to get it all lined up.
Because of the equipment above?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, say that part, not just that it's. We set ourselves up for failure when we're stamping, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
So that's a two-step stamping, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, yes. No, no, I'm sorry. This one is not. That's just one step. That's all we get.
Okay. Okay. Then I'm on board with you. All right, let me get this out of the way. I'm thinking of another card. Get that out of the way again. And if you'll pass me the glue.
Okay.
Or actually, I think I popped that up, didn't I?
But you glued it together and then popped it up.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Okay, I think so too. Let's do that. And just a little bit of glue. Put your glue back in your holder wonky.
Oh yeah.
That always helps, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
It's pretty centered.
Looks good.
Upside down, but centered.
Looks good.
Let that dry for just a second, and we will add this to our card as well. I think my glue holder needs to be cleaned. It's a little sticky on the outside. That could be why it doesn't want to go down in there.
Put it down just a little bit.
Okay.
Do the back row. There we go.
Okay, I want to pull this panel out right quick. I think they should vote.
Okay, it's gonna be hard.
Left and right.
Left and right.
I really like the one on the left.
You like the one on the left. This one.
No, no, the other left. That's what I used to tell the kids all the time when they would put their shoes on backwards. I would say, "Oh, that goes on your other left." Remember?
Mm.
Okay, so that's it for that, right? Correct?
Correct.
Slide that down in there. That looks so cute. I love the matting. You can make it look perfect, but and then let's put just a couple of dimensionals on here so we can add our greeting.
Okay.
And I'll get some of the debris out of the way here.
So we'll put it half and half, half on the ribbon, half on the.
Yeah, it helps hold the ribbon down and it will help keep our sentiment on
And then put another one on there.
if you want to. That's probably enough, but a third one won't hurt. And by putting our dimensionals there, we won't get them by accident too far out on the circle.
That's a good idea. That's a good trick.
Mm-hmm.
Who knew? Oh, you knew.
We're professionals.
They don't have dimensional
The
backs.
dimensional backs go flying across.
At their place, do
We
they?
can put our sweet little hello. Right about there.
That look good.
Look good.
Mm-hmm.
Press it down. That's card number 2.
That's
Second
quick.
way to make a pretty card base using our designer series paper. Okay, give us a minute. We'll be back with number 3. Okay, do you want to show card number 3?
Well, of course I do. It's a matchbook, right?
It is a matchbook card.
So it flips out.
Mm-hmm.
It's our designer series paper once again.
Mm-hmm. You just tuck that back underneath.
Okay.
I know what I did not grab is our stapler, but I've got it now.
Okay.
Okay, let me have they'll show you the designer series paper and I'll give you measurements. So you do have a card base again that is 5.5 by 4.25 of cardstock. And then your designer series paper is 11 inches by 4 inches. And then it is scored at 4.5 and 9.75.
Okay.
And then your inside panel is once again 5 by 3.75. And you could probably even cut it down to 4.75 by 3.75, but I did 5 by 3.75. Okay, let's get the rest of our pieces out here so we can get to work.
Okay.
What do you want to do first? Do you go ahead and glue it to?
Sure.
Well, before we glue it to the card base, on this one, I went and did it all the way around. You can also do it under your designer series paper, whichever way you want to position your ribbon. Either way works. I just decided to add ribbon after I had glued it down. So what do you want to do? Tuck it underneath?
Yeah, let's tuck it underneath.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that. And then do we staple it and then before we add the ribbon?
Well, part of the ribbon to me is to help cover up the stapler,
Okay.
the staple.
Okay. All right.
So yes, you want to put your inside panel then.
Okay.
I see what you're saying now. We're on the same.
Put the inside panel in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We don't always speak the same language.
How difficult could it be? It's English, right?
Okay.
I probably wouldn't have passed English without you or your daughter. Okay.
Okay, and then you want to center up your staple
Okay.
and put your the flat on the front. I know that,
Oh, okay.
you know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. So
You
that,
want your flat part of your staple on the front.
all right. And you want to hold this down over it so that you're just underneath the edge of that, right?
I'm sorry?
Take the, hold this over the top of everything.
You do, but I would recommend that you keep this open because depending on where you staple it, you may have to trim this off just to zhuzh it a little bit. So
Okay.
this is how I did it. Went ahead and centered my staple, put my
Okay.
staple where I wanted it, centered top to bottom here and side to side.
Okay.
Okay. And then this is just going to tuck underneath. So if you need to trim just a tiny bit off, you can.
Okay.
And that's just a little tiny attacher from Tim Holtz, but you can use any staple that you want to, any
And
stapler. Now, is it going to tuck in there where you want it?
believe so. Oh yeah.
Okay, good.
Good to go. All right. Now we want to put this ribbon around it. And you want to tie it for me? Or
Tie your ribbon?
mm-hmm.
No, what I'm doing is looking for my tape I just had that I set down.
Oh, we're gonna
Ooh,
do the tape trick again?
we might as well because it will lay down much better. The only reason I went all the way around and tied it as one unit was because
Okay.
I did it kind of as an afterthought. Since we actually have time to do this the way we want to, then we'll do it with the ribbon trick.
Okay.
You can find the tape for me. You found it?
Found it. Okay. And then bring him over. Bring it under. This time I'll clip it off. Hold that in place. Doing this a whole lot harder than you would, right?
It just never ceases to amaze me how our brains work so differently, huh?
Okay.
Yeah. You want to glue it to your card base?
Sure.
And if we had a third person here, we'd probably get another viewpoint, huh?
Oh yeah. They can always say in the comments how
How
they
they
do
would,
it, how they
yeah.
would do it. Much easier,
Them are crazy. I know it
much,
this way.
much easier to do it this way.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay, do you have a little piece of your ribbon and
Oh no.
oh,
Oh,
you don't?
oh.
You want to go ahead and slide it under there and I'll show you how I tie that because you said yours looked different than mine. So
Okay.
did you cut it from the spool or did you work from the spool earlier?
I tried to work from the spool earlier.
That too tight?
That's good.
Okay, that's how I do it. Is that how
Okay.
you did it?
No, that's not exactly how I did it. Okay. Now let's see
So
if
do
I
you
can.
like how that one lays down
I do
better?
like the way that lays better.
Okay.
I don't know if they saw the difference.
It's about the angle.
They'll have to go back and do a replay on the video. That's not very pretty.
It makes me think of what is that one left over right and right over left and left under? That's a square knot.
That's a
My Girl
square.
Scout days.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me try. I got this. Somehow I got this all wonky. And I left that a little bit long and oh,
Got it?
got it.
We got stamping and die cutting to do again.
Okay, we'll set that up there.
Okay.
I got a mess right here. Okay,
So we're going to stamp have a day.
have a day.
Sometimes it is just a day, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to add the word lovely that we will die cut in Blackberry Bliss and
Petunia pop.
thank you. Petunia Pop slipped right out of my brain. Have a day.
Have a day. I hope y'all are having a good day.
Yeah.
Having fun with all this. I hope you don't have some big light over the top of your head while you're stamping. And you get it halfway off the paper. Oh, what?
I was going to take that ink pad so that
Okay,
it's not part of your mess over there.
okay.
All right.
And then
You want to die cut? Let's die cut and leave that whole.
okay.
Because otherwise it's going to be like what happened with this card and my day came up missing.
Oh,
You had to restamp it, remember?
I do remember that today come up missing and then it come back.
It showed back
go
up.
back up.
Yes. Once it was glued down, it showed back up.
All right.
All right, we've got our platforms again and our cutting pad. You doing
Okay.
both at the same time?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So we've
Well,
got Blackberry Bliss and we've
uh,
also got Petunia Pop.
we're gonna have to do these the long way.
Okay. It doesn't matter, does it?
Did I get the right one there? That's the detailed one. Yes, I want that one on that one. No, I did not have them right.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. Now, top plate,
You've got them on there?
got them on there.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. I guess I really could have done it the other way around too, huh? Run that through. And I want y'all to notice as this plate comes in that these cutting pads are not lined up completely. They're kind of stair-stepped on the platform, and we do that on purpose. That helps those plates enter into your die cut machine. If you ever struggle with getting it to get
Engage.
started, yes, and engaging, especially with your mini machine, that will really help. So you want to line them up side to side, but kind of stagger them front to back.
I got a
Want to
mess.
get something out of the way?
Sure. Won't you
Uh,
you'll get those words off those plates.
oh, yeah.
That'll help.
Yeah, what are the words behind, isn't it?
Hmm.
I think the bloom is a little bit easier than the lovely. I think there's some skinny pieces on that lovely that want to stick, don't they?
Oh yeah.
But that was awesome that they didn't stick in the die. They just popped right out, didn't they?
Yeah.
Got to get some of those little pieces
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, I'm gonna poke them out. I don't know if y'all can see what I'm doing, but
Yeah, just getting those little bits out with the take your pick. And you can use your die brush if you want to, but I think it's fast and easy, isn't it?
yep.
So
And
that
then,
came out of those dies just like butter.
all right.
This one's fine.
Oh yeah, that one
You can
doesn't have
just
any.
swipe that little debris.
Oh yeah, onto the floor.
No.
That's not what we do.
You have your
Oh
silicone craft sheet
no, I
or do
don't.
I?
I do have my silicone
Okay.
brush. Okay.
And again, you could cut the word lovely 3 or 4 times and stack it up. Really cool effect. If you have any dies like this with the nice bold words, give that a try.
It looks like I'm gonna get a little extra glue on this one. It's not. There we go.
And remember, patience is your friend. Patience is a virtue. It's
No,
your friend on gluing these words together to the backing.
no, we don't like that. Well, zip zap done.
No, if you want a gluey mess, that's the way to do it.
I don't want a glue mess. And then I'll go ahead and pick that up with my take your pick
Get
and
it positioned.
see if I can get this laid down here.
That really is like one of your superpowers.
I don't know about a superpower.
Yeah,
Come on now. Come on now. It's
shouldn't have jinxed you, huh?
well, yeah. Come on down here. Come to me.
The silence is important for this.
If they've stamped with me at all or they've been around, they know that I can't talk when I'm concentrating. Because if I do, it just goes, All right. How's that?
Okay, we'll let it dry for just a minute and kind of get our positioning. What do you think? You need the
Yeah,
trimmer to trim those off, or you
yeah, I
just gonna
do.
cut them?
No, let's have the trimmer. Because if not, I'm gonna get them all wonky and it'll be a mess.
But you can certainly use your snips and cut them at an angle if that's what you like. You can banner the ends if you want to. You do you.
Mm,
Remember that postage stamp punch we used to have?
yeah,
I used to love to just snip the ends off of little banner pieces like that with that postage stamp punch that had the kind of wavy edge.
yeah.
So you may look at your punches or your dies. You can also trim those little sentiment pieces, give it a little more interest.
That's that's an idea. That's good. I'm putting way too much dimensional on this little guy
On the day,
on the day. Yeah, I got two of them on the day.
yeah, it's not going to get away, is it?
No, it's not gonna get away. No, it's not. I had to put one of them off to the edge when I realized what I was doing. I'd have just put it one in the center.
You want to
Oh,
lay everything out to get our spacing,
sure.
or
Yeah.
you just want to go willy-nilly?
No, 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 no. Like it kind of like that.
Okay.
Let's go up just a little bit. Then we'll put our day in here. Right in there. And then where'd Hava go? Oh,
I was looking for. Oh my goodness. We
it's
we
been
pre-record this video on Friday night before stamp class on Saturday. And a lot of times we're punchy, aren't we?
well, yeah, a little
We're
bit.
a little tired. Long week, long day. So sorry guys, if you've made it to this part in the video. We crack ourselves up, don't we?
Oh yeah, we do. I hope they find us half as funny as we find ourselves.
I think even that would be difficult.
There we go.
I love that. That's a great color combo too, isn't
Yeah, it
it? With
is.
the
It's pretty cool.
Petunia Pop. Why can't I remember that color? And Blackberry Bliss just really stands out on that paper. So fun. All right, let me move these out of the way and we'll work on our last project.
Okay.
This last one is one of my favorite ways to use designer series paper as your card base, showing off both sides. And this is a fabulous one for 6x6 designer series paper. or you can get 4 of these out of a 12 by 12. So you're going to start out with a 6 by 6 piece of designer series paper. And then I just trimmed off 3/4 of an inch to make this 5 1/4 by 6. And
Okay.
I scored it at 2 inches here.
Okay.
Okay. So this one is actually going to open the other way. So you
Okay.
do have options with this as well. All right. Grab the bone folder, please, Dale, because it feels like when I cut this, it kind of,
Left a little bit of a fray.
yeah. And so I'm just going to kind of calm the fibers down a little bit on this paper. Normally this would be glued down and it wouldn't be an issue. It'd be towards the cardstock. But since we're using both sides of the paper like this, I'm just going to kind of calm that down. That makes a huge difference. I didn't do that
Oh,
edge if you want to do that for
I
me.
want to, yes.
Okay. So
Pick me,
that
pick
would
me.
pick- All right. So we'll go ahead and we can glue this onto the Blackberry Bliss layer, which is again 5 1/2 by 4 1/4.
Okay.
And I know we've made a card like this a couple times in the past in different classes, but I just think this is such a beautiful fold and a great way to use your designer series papers.
Okay.
And we have even done it before when there's a pretty pattern here, where when we opened it up, we just put a little strip to write on. You can do that too. Not what we're doing today, but you can do that. Okay, we've got some stamping to do, Dee.
You want to glue that in and then stamp?
No, no, thank you. No, thank you.
All right. Let's
So
see.
this sentiment is you make me smile, which I guess I could send this card to you. You crack me up.
Good.
But I love this sentiment as evidenced by how stained and used it looks.
This is a relatively new stamp set
It
too.
is, but I have really enjoyed that. You know,
But hard to see through
why?
because it's very
It's
stained.
very stained. I've used it with a lot of dark colors like the Blackberry Bliss and red. Now, there's nothing wrong with that stamp. Having it stained like that. It's clean.
All right.
It's just the pigments of those darker inks. And I always say,
Didn't get a very good stamping.
you didn't?
No, I didn't. The
Uh-oh.
top of the K is gone.
Uh-oh. Well, let me go ahead while you're stamping your flower. I
Okay.
can come over here and cut you another one. How does
Okay.
that sound?
Sounds
So they
fantastic.
have to be perfect, but you get a second chance.
Oh, all right.
Right?
Yes.
Actually, I'll just grab the dies and a piece of paper and we'll do that on camera because we'll show off these dies too.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and do your flower.
All right. I'm gonna stamp off on this one for the background image a little bit.
Yes, that's the one with the two-tone, two-step, right?
Two-step stamping, yeah. And we'll stamp it off. And then come in here about this high up. Put my stamp in. And then I'm gonna take the second part of it with all the detail of the flower and everything and try to get it right over the top of that the best I can. Get a stamping on it so that it's got some detail on top of it. And then I'm gonna leave these ink pad open. No, let's close it up.
Please do.
And we're gonna get our shy shamrock. And we're gonna
So you stamped your flowers first?
yeah, I was too carried away. Please forgive me.
Hope that works out for you. Think it's going to?
I think it's going to. Yeah. Okay.
You want to move that for just a second and we'll
Sure.
die cut?
Bring the die cut machine back in.
Mhm. I think this is the one we need, isn't it?
Yes.
These are called the textured notes dies, and they are phenomenal. Each one of these dies not only cuts, but it embosses into
I
the
got
edge.
these.
You've got a piece of cardstock.
I just need some plates.
They're right here.
Okay.
Where's the other one?
It's right here.
You got it? Okay. These are fairly new as well, and we have really enjoyed them.
Yes, we have.
I think they'll be seeing a lot more of these dies.
Oh, that's the guy we're looking for. You want your dies back?
I'll take it.
All right.
I'll take those.
Take
Got it?
those? No.
Okay.
Now bring the piercing mat back.
Nothing to see here. There
None.
were no mistakes.
No mistakes. First time, every time we get it right. Right?
Sure.
All right. Let's try again. And let's see if we can get her lined up and centered up a little bit. Press down and hold just a little bit. Much better. Much, much better.
Good.
Okay, we got a backing for
We
that?
do.
All right.
Let's cut that about a 1/4 inch larger so we could mat that piece. I think it would look fine with the white, but having that extra piece of Blackberry Bliss really makes that pop.
It does indeed. Okay. Okay. Oh, how about we put our header down?
It's really pretty, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You may want to use the bone folder on that again because it's not.
Not wanting to lay down very well, is it? Okay. Put a little weight on it. It'll flatten right out. All right. I'm gonna hold this up here and kind of get my bearings of where I want that glued on the side.
We wanted just a little of the stem at the bottom, a little of the flower at the top, just to get a little sneak peek of that.
And we don't want to glue it all together, right?
No, please don't. And I don't know, Dale, have you been introduced to the holographic gems?
I think I've seen
I
them.
think you've seen them at Timer 20.
What's wrong with those?
There's nothing wrong with those. So this is a tip that you can actually make any like clear embellishment like this, whatever color you want to. You can use your Stampin' Blends, which are an alcohol marker. And here I use the dark Blackberry Bliss on this one. I use the light Blackberry Bliss on this one. On our original card, we just put the clear. So what do you think? Do you want to show them how easy it
Sure.
is to color? Well, do you like the darker ones or the lighter ones?
I like the dark ones.
Okay, then let's go ahead and color 3 dark. You have the dark marker?
No, I
I
have the
don't think
dark
so.
one. I have the black marker.
So on the Stampin' Blends alcohol markers, you've got a brush tip, and so you can see a wider line on that end. And then you've got a bullet tip, and you can see a smaller line on that end. You want to use the brush tip. So just
Okay.
pull your lid off.
Okay, okay.
And you want to be gentle with the nib or the tip of your marker. These embellishments are smooth, so you just want to kind of in a circular motion add your ink and color those Blackberry Bliss.
Ah,
You're gonna do 3 of them.
oh, there's 3 done now.
I need those.
Okay,
So you're gonna color 3.
I'm gonna color 3.
Mm-hmm. You're using all the big ones.
No, I'm about to get a little one right here. Must be.
So you just want to add your color gently. You can still use this on like faceted gems that have edges to them. You just want to very gently add the color. If you don't, what will happen is you'll fray the tip of the nib of your marker, and the next time you go to color in the lines, you'll not be very happy. So really gentle touch. You do need to let it dry for just a moment.
Oh,
I mean, that should be fine because it's alcohol marker, but you do want to let it dry for a moment before you move them over. But that's a way that you can color pearls. What?
I put this on the same edge that you did, and so now I'm gonna have to should I put these other 2 up in here then, or you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm, I do.
The darn, do I need to move this guy over?
I don't know if you can pick it up or not. Have you already pressed it down?
Not enough. Okay.
But you can color pearls, you can color rhinestones, and make your custom embellishments to match your projects.
Beautiful.
You like it better with your Blackberry Bliss?
I do.
And I still think those holographic gems are absolutely gorgeous. The sparkle still comes through that alcohol ink. Just so, so pretty. Okay, let's go ahead and bring in one of each of the projects right quick.
Okay.
And that is our class for Florals in Bloom using designer series paper as a card base. Pretty fun, huh?
Was fun class.
I hope you had a good time, and I hope that this inspires you to pull out some designer series paper and create with it. If you do, be sure that you send us a picture or you hop over to CT's Craft and Connect Facebook group. That's our community group. You're always welcome to post a picture, post, any kind of post there that's crafting related. I do try to make a album of photos when we do a stamp class or some class where we have a lot of the same suite. And you're always welcome to add your pictures of your projects to that album as well when you use that suite of product. And all you have to do is go to the plus sign at the album, and it will place it in the album versus just in the comments. And your name will be populated there, and everyone will know that you created it. All right. Thanks a bunch, y'all. We'll see you later.
Bye.